I believe that when people start adopting Copilot, they save 34% of their time.
Yeah.
And it's the 34% that you don't want to do often.
Welcome to the Ultimate Guide to Partnering. I'm Vince Menzione, your host, and my mission is to help leaders like you achieve your greatest results through successful partnering. We just came off Ultimate Partner Live at Carasoft Training Center in Reston, Virginia. Over 2 days, we gathered top leaders to tackle the real shifts shaping our industry. If you weren't in the room, this episode brings you right to the edge of what's next. Let's dive in. I also want to invite another friend up on stage here. He's been at many of our events. He's been incredibly supportive of Ultimate Partner. And as many of you know, Microsoft has been a sponsor, they've been the title sponsor for this event and for many of our other events over the last few years. Incredible support from that organization as well in what we do. And when I picked up the phone and I said, Erwin, I know you got a really busy calendar this fall, but we really need to hear from you. And one of the things I love about doing these is that we're going to have a very intimate conversation around what's going on at Microsoft. And I hear this, by the way, I hear this from a lot of you, like, we're figuring out our strategy. We got it with company B, but we don't have it with company A or A and B. And so we're going to have a really great conversation today about Microsoft, about the tectonic shifts that have been impacting the world and how Microsoft sees the world. So with further ado, Erwin Visser, my incredible friend, also from Florida, by the way.
First of all, Vince, it's great to have you on stage after you.
Thank you.
After your recovery. I think a lot of people were shocked seeing what happened to you, and it's awesome to be here and the pictures of your daughter. His wedding. So, very happy that we have this event with all our friends here. And
thank you. I've had a lot of reasons to continue going on, including, I'll just share this for a second because I haven't shared this on stage with many people, but as they were driving me in the ambulance, I yelled out to the guy, I don't remember very much, but I remember yelling out to, I'll be okay, honey, I'll be all right. And then when they got me to the hospital, my wife called my daughter, who was getting married in 8 weeks from that day. And I'm yelling out in the background, hey, honey, I'm going to be able to walk you down the aisle. Now, meanwhile, my foot was broken in 2 places, and I was in a cast. And I went from wheelchair to walker to crutches. But I was able to get up, and I was able to get through physical therapy and do that within a fairly short period of time. So,
yeah. Hey, amazing grit.
Thank you.
Yes, amazing grit.
Thank you. And you've had some things as well. So we share ailments. It's kind of getting all.
Yeah. This is probably the real reason we're doing this sitting.
You've
correct?
had multiple hip replacements as well,
exactly,
and now he's climbing mountains again. It's crazy.
I want to stay busy as long as I can. Yes.
And for those who don't know, Erwin has one of the distinctions that very few people in our world have been. You climbed a very important mountain at one point, not a couple of years ago. Maybe just share that for a second.
Yeah, I was able to climb Everest 2 years ago. Some of it, it's
incredible.
It's hard always to describe Everest because it's almost every superlative you can use. It's like amazing, it's traumatic, it's hard, the hardest thing I ever did, and so any excess, it's kind of what Everest.
Well, you talk about it like it's easy. Oh yeah, I was over at Everest last week. I mean,
it takes some preparation, and you do learn to know your own boundaries and your thresholds when you do something like that. And I know we have so many topics to go through, but one of the reasons for me to try to climb Everest was also kind of curiosity. You know, I was always intrigued by seeing as a young kid, by seeing the movies, read the books. And I always asked myself the question, like, would I be able to do something like that? You know, and so the curiosity of finding out where your own boundaries are.
I don't want to go down a path here because we have a lot to talk about today, but I just will ask you one question. Do you think going through that whole process, has that prepared you for the business world? Because it's changing rapidly today. We talk about tectonic shifts. There's even changes within your organization. Do you think having like that fortitude and that strength that you develop around that helps you?
Yeah, I think so. It's it's hard sometimes to describe, but I think professionally, but also in my personal life, you learn really not to sweat the little things anymore.
Yeah.
You kind of gave up like a lot of things that maybe would be frustrated in the past or irritated. I became much more patient, but also like a no care like attitude, like really focused on things that are important, and be able to really put aside the minor details.
I love that. I love that. That's mindset. That's maniacal focus. That's all those things combined. So let's talk about it, right? What's beautiful about having you, we've been on stage multiple times together, and we had this conversation like, let's not do the slide. Let's just have a riff today. I mean, elephant in the room. There's been a lot of changes at Microsoft in the last several months, and if you're not navigating and understanding all the changes, they're all good, right? There's been a lot of shift. Big AI spends, like over $120 billion in chips and data centers, right? And then organizational changes in a big way, and we can go through those individually, but maybe I'll just turn it over to you to maybe share some of what's happened and what's changed.
Let me start with the organization, because I think it's maybe most relevant for the people in the room here. And it's there were a few different steps here, but I think maybe the most important for our partners is that we kind of we created two different like divisions or organizational units. One really focused on enterprise, and one focused on what we call the SME and C market, small medium enterprise. And I'm part representing the SME and C business here at Microsoft. So for SME and C, it's really a big bet on our partner and our partner channel. We're making significant investments in not just in our partners financially, but also through incentives, through programs. We're making the largest training investment ever at Microsoft this year in technical skills, in sales skills of our partners, and really getting very close with our channel partners around helping our small, medium enterprises, anything outside enterprise, to really transform with AI and security. And that is Ralph Haupter is the new president of our organization, and it's really a big bet on our partners, left to right. That's where we are all super focused on.
And without having an org chart and doing slides here, but for people that don't know, by the way, Ralph Haupter took over for what was Kevin Piesker's old role, because Kevin had been on stage with multiple of our events. And also this SME and C organization, small, medium, enterprise, and corporate, represents, if I took a pyramid and we looked at it, maybe the top 9,000 organizations would be enterprise, and then there's this huge chunk, that's why we talk about the acre diamonds. And layering it in is really because partners need that reach to those customers. They're all significant companies, by the way, too. There are a lot of big enterprise organizations there. And then just so you know, it's internally, it's known as the fourth region. So you have Americas, you have EMEA, you have APAC, and then you have SME and C. People sometimes refer to it that way as well, right?
That fourth region changed with the latest announcement
with
Judson being the CEO.
Oh, that's right.
Of the commercial business. So we now in our organization chart, and I will not go too deep in Microsoft structures, but Deb Cup is leading our enterprise business. And Rolf is leading our SME and C business, and they are next to each other.
Oh, very nice. And Deb ran the Americas business prior to that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and so for Americas, if you think about the opportunity, approximately only the top 7,000 companies in Americas, they are enterprise. So everything else we call SME and C. There's a lot of large corporations in that everything else. That's why we also started to use the word enterprise and not like SMB, because companies don't want to be a small business. Like everybody has like an aspiration. So if we look at the opportunity for us as Microsoft, but also for our partners, estimated $600 billion. And I know that's a huge number, but it's out there in opportunity in the next period to really with AI transformation. So it's significant market.
So I'm skipping through your slides.
Yes.
We're going to talk about this. So I'm glad you mentioned about Judson as well. So Judson's role has increased significance as well. Now he is now the CEO of the commercial business. Is
correct?
Yeah. And what does that mean? And how does his role line up with Satya's role?
Yeah. So I think it was probably the natural next step for Judson. He has been the architect for our sales organization, for our go-to-market for the last years, and this is the next, like I would say, evolution, where also Takeshi and his marketing organization is now reporting into Judson. He also some other operational organizations, and he kind of oversees our commercial business now, left to right. And so giving Satya probably more opportunity to think about the innovation and what it really means, not just for Microsoft to become a frontier. It's one of the terms we have been using also around our AI days, but also what it means for our partners and what it means for our customers. This AI transformation.
We're gonna dig in on frontier in a second. I by the way, I apologize. You're gonna see these slides later on from Matt Berg, who's going to be up on stage. So you're not going to miss some of this, and it's all in the decks that we'll share. But we want to dig in on the conversation here around Frontier. And the other thing I also think about, Frontier, one of the other changes that were made to the ISV organization, the Software Development Corporation organization, was an additional focus on, this is where I think the Satya conversation comes in with the LLMs, the chip manufacturers, and sort of the startups that are very focused on AI, right? So that's maybe an area where Satya is going to spend more time versus Judson on the core business, the commercial business. Is that what you think?
No, that's 100%. And I think this is always so I'm aging myself now. I started working in IT in the early 90s, or the middle 90s, I should say. And so I was kind of still the tail of the PC revolution, or the client server, and then we had internet, and like we have seen a couple of those transformations. And I think it always feels that we overestimate the impact in the first 2 years, and we underestimate the longer term impact and the changes in the market.
So true.
So like if you would be a betting man in the 90s, and you would have put all your money on, say, companies that just came up there, like Google, Amazon, you probably would not be sitting here, but maybe living on a yacht in the Mediterranean. But so do you have and this will happen again. In 15 years from now, there will be brands, there will be top 50 companies in the world that currently don't exist or are maybe in a startup phase. Because AI is going to create this transformation. And I think what makes Microsoft pretty unique is that we were able to go through 3 or 4 of those transformations successfully. And so I think understanding what AI really means, and what I sometimes think it's funny is, like, we talk a lot about the AI transformation, that what it means for our customers. I think as Microsoft even, and with our partners, we should probably spend also some time around what AI transformation means for us. Because we also know that our business will be different in 5 years from now, 10 years from now. But I think having that innovation mindset is going to be very important for Microsoft and other companies in this market to really survive the next 15 years successfully.
And there's a genesis story here for those who, most people might know this, but I want to point this out. So ChatGPT, November 2022, comes out like out of nowhere.
Yes.
But what we didn't realize was that Satya was in the room making a lot of these things happen 5 years earlier, and leaned in a big way to ChatGPT, data centers, resources, all kinds of things, and leaned in with the company. And also was the first one, I will say this, even with AWS in the room and others, leaned in. Some of the other organizations were flat-footed. Microsoft leaned in a big way with Copilot and with other technologies before others were really advancing on AI. And so I think the natural progression of that is this frontier firm, because what you're saying to each of us is we all need to lean in as well, right? So take us through that. What does it mean to be a frontier firm?
Yeah, it's a frontier firm is really to start thinking like AI first, and think about your as a company, and that is a statement for you as a partner, but also for your customer. Like, what does it mean for like your most core businesses that you drive as an organization? And you have to think through like your customer experience. Like, how can AI transform your customer experience, your employee experience? How can you improve the productivity, improve the work that and also the wellness of your employees, and take out all that freaking administrative work, and use AI for people to really leverage their creativity and their impact where they want to spend their time. Business processes. I think there's a huge opportunity for agents to start really automating business processes and workflows. It's AI and agents are kind of like developed as a technology for that opportunity. And last but not least, innovation. Like, how can you leverage your opportunity to really leverage AI into your data, into your customer information, to start innovating yourself as a company, innovate your services, innovate your products, your added value in the market. And so Frontier is really around having an AI first mindset in those four parts of your business, and try to lead with it. And I think what the biggest opportunity or challenge is for a lot of companies is that where in the past we have seen kind of like business-led innovation, and we have seen IT-led innovation. Arguably, cloud was, at least for a long part, was like an IT-led innovation. Yeah. AI has to start with business innovation. And so making sure that the leadership of the organization has like an AI agenda and an AI strategy, and then creating the discipline and the knowledge across the organization. That means business users, business leaders, developers, IT, to really adapt it. But it often what we see is that it really starts with the senior management to really adopt AI as a strategy. Yeah.
And what you're saying is, you use the term customer zero at Microsoft. I used to use the term eating your own dog food, right? That was kind of like a not a politically correct term. But that's what you're saying is you need to internally embrace, commit, and apply across your business first, and then you can then help other organizations transform. Is that what that's what you're saying with it?
Yes. And for partners, we spend a lot of time with partners also helping them to adopt Copilot, helping them to adopt AI, because it's hard to, if you're a salesperson or a technical person and you want to talk to your customer about AI transformation, but you are not using AI daily yourself, you're probably not really representing that technology well. Yeah. And so as in Microsoft, we did a lot of like early education, because even in an organization like Microsoft, where you assume that all the employees have an innovative mindset, otherwise, why would you start working there? Yeah. It took a little bit of like time for us ourselves to 100% adopt Copilot, make sure everybody start really leveraging agents and Copilot in their daily life. So I think that discipline is super important.
What are you seeing both internally and externally from the best of the best? Like, what have been the nuggets of success you've seen, like early adopting?
It's a great question. I think the nuggets are really at the first big win for a lot of companies is like the employee experience. That's the easiest, and we can show you, and probably other Microsoft presenters today or tomorrow will show you the specific stats. But I believe that when people start adopting Copilot, they save 34% of their time. Yeah. And it's the 34% that you don't want to do often. Right. The things that the boring tasks, you can automate that, and it makes people available for much more added value tasks. So the productivity that you create by just rolling out Copilot or Copilot Chat and having people use it is huge immediately. Yeah. And then the second phase is really around workflow agents, where we see success. And this can be, if you think about an agent, like a lot of the work that you do with Copilot is kind of like interactive, it is prompted, and where agents are going to be proactive. And so they can start like automating a workflow or automating a conversation in an automated way. And so that's often the second one. And then the third one is really it's a theme probably over the last 5 years, but the opportunity with data.
Yeah.
Where and a lot of companies still have a lot of data on-prem, and this is probably still a huge opportunity for partners to help customers with their data strategy. But when customers start leveraging analytics and AI on top of their data, always magical things start happening.
Well, and you also bring up a really good point. That data estate's got to be clean. It's got to be governed. It's got to be secure. So, and that's where some of the partners in this room come in, because what you don't want to have happen is somebody doing something errantly, like going in and finding out the CEO's compensation for the year because they asked ChatGPT a question and that data wasn't secured. Right?
Yeah, you're totally right. That's, by the way, our most asked question, or the first. I would say the concern that customers have by running by using Copilot or ChatGPT, because there's a lot of like gray AI coming into companies, and that's why we think we have a great offer with Copilot Chat and Copilot MT65 Copilot, because we have the controls for data compliance and data management. So making sure that people don't have access to the data that they should not be able to see. And there were one or two stories early on that I think shocked a couple of business owners. And so this is probably one of our leading stories, and the leading story of a lot of our partners is to make sure that we first of all may have the data compliance in place. Yeah.
And we're going to have some other partners talk through some of their capabilities. But what is your organization doing today to enable those organizations to be frontier firms and to be successful implementing Copilot, implementing AI technologies, agents, and security and governance of data?
Yeah, it's if I think about enabling partners, I always think it in kind of three buckets. First of all is like helping partners to build solutions that they can resell. And this is often we help them with solution building, with technical training, sales training, marketing training. So it's kind of the enablement of the partner to be successful and have a differentiated value prop in the marketplace. The second one bucket for me is what we do around go-to-market. And for people that work with Microsoft, we have a lot of like investments that we put in market with our partners. And we have program investments for pre-sales, for post-sales, for marketing that partners can benefit. We have incentives in market. We do all kind of like different investments in our top partners. So we want to make sure that they have an end-to-end go-to-market to be successful. And then the third one is really co-sell. And when we talk about co-sell, we're doing a lot of co-sell at this moment with our channel partners. And we have created a new organization structure against that. But we also talk about marketplace co-sell as a huge opportunity, and especially with the announcements lately. And there's co-sell, co-marketing is how we really help grow
Talk about the new organization. You mentioned a new organization. What was that?
Yeah, it's the partner sales organization.
Okay.
Yeah, we invested worldwide in a partner sales team that is really closely aligned with our top partners and helps them on top deals, works together on the top deals. So really helping make sure that our opportunities are shared with partners, because we are 100% partner based in our market, but also make sure that we help our partners close their largest deals with Microsoft sellers.
And are these partner sellers across all of the operating models, or is it just in the channel model? Is it across the enterprise model?
It's in the channel model.
It's in the channel model.
Yeah,
so you're helping some of these channel partners to be more successful by providing resources to them that are Microsoft badged.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
and then also giving partners like early insight in opportunities that we have recognized. And so one of the metrics of our own sellers in SME and C is it's a technical, like a little bit of details now, but we call it outbound share. Is like, are you sharing those opportunities with partners? And are we doing co-sell on those opportunities? That's one of the key metrics, how we look at our own sales organization, how many of the opportunities are being shared. Because we really want to build out and work together with our partners around this opportunity.
That's a huge component, by the way, because I think people might have missed that is new, and that is overlaying and supporting the organization in a bigger way on partners, which is really incredible.
Yeah, it was our largest investment in headcount starting, and we started our fiscal year in July, and our largest investment in headcount was this partner sales organization. Yeah.
So Nina Harding has been a guest on the podcast. She lives actually 5 miles away from me in Florida. We all live in Florida, don't we?
My long-term plan is to move Microsoft headquarters to Florida.
I think it makes sense for me. Yeah.
At this moment, it's like one by one.
It's a long trip, by the way.
It's a long journey.
It's a long trip from Florida to Seattle. But let's talk to me about how your organization is working with her organization, which is much more enterprise partners, ISVs, GSIs. But then also supporting the Americas organization. How does that all work together? Like, how do you guys coordinate? Yeah, most people here are Americas, so I would assume that would be in Nina's geography.
It's a great question, and I think that if you have followed Microsoft, you know that we have been going forward and backwards. We had a single partner organization, and we had a split partner organization between enterprise and non-enterprise. And we can go historically. Yes. We went a few times left and right. It's like a pendulum. I think there's clearly pros and cons on both. Yeah. I think the pro in our current organization is split as a partner team. Is that we really are very close to the market and to our sales organization. So we have that integration that we can deliver that is harder when you are one central team. The con, and we talked about it a lot, is that we have a lot of our partners, and probably a lot of you sitting in this room, that sell both in enterprise and in SME and C. And so how do we make sure that you have one partner experience at Microsoft and not two different organizations? And so I'm pretty sure we're not 100% perfect here, but we're working very closely with Nina's team and Nina's organization to make sure that we operate still as one partner organization, and we have one. So that you don't feel that you get like boxed into a certain business as a partner. And if you encounter that, please give me or anybody else at Microsoft in the partner organization feedback, because we really want to make sure that we enable you and be successful across those boundaries. Yeah. But
and you sat in that organization prior to your new role, which is more of a global role now.
Yes.
So you know both organizations very well as well, which is
I lived both worlds multiple times, probably.
Multiple times. Yeah. I am going to open it up for questions. Do we have a mic? Thank you. Susan's got a mic. So if there are anybody that has any questions, I thought, I've been asking all the questions. We want to open it up to this incredible group of people here. I'm sure people want to know like the inside story about how do I work with Microsoft. Susan's got a mic. If anybody has any questions and wants to raise your hand, not that we're putting anybody on the spot right now. Wow, no questions. We must be pretty good.
No. Oh, there's a question.
Oh, there's a question back here. Here we go. Good. Did you have any altitude sickness? Yeah.
It's hard not to have altitude sickness. I assume you talk about Everest, not by Microsoft. I live in Florida, but this is not that high. So you spend 6 weeks, and we spent 6 weeks, not everybody, but we had bad weather, in base camp or above. And base camp is 17,500 feet. So 6,500 meters for people that are in meters. And so you have 49% of oxygen there. So you kind of feel, let me say that in nice English, you kind of feel not 100% every day. Like you have all kind of problems that altitude, lack of oxygen creates. Yeah.
I can imagine. That's incredible. And the fact that you were able to do it too, because the weather sometimes impacts people's ability to go.
Yeah. You know, I think you also have to be lucky.
Yeah.
And luck is, I always think luck is often an underestimated part of life, but especially when you climb Everest, you have to be lucky, because the best climber can be hit by an avalanche, and a mediocre climber like me can just be lucky and walk through them. So, yeah.
Did you lose anyone on your trek?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, no, that's the traumatic part, is that, and I don't want to. This is an optimistic event, so I don't want to create. I don't want to be starting to tell sad stories here, but you get very close to death because you see dead bodies, and we had unfortunately a fatality in our own team, and so you start really feeling that I had, and my wife will absolutely tell me, I had PTSD when I came back. Certain levels, just from feeling. Being so intense for a few weeks, that coming home, it was very hard for me to relax. I couldn't sleep. So it takes like 2-3 weeks to really settle back in.
That's fascinating. Well, I think it's the incredible challenge and overcoming the challenges that are important here. And I think you bring that forward into this conversation as well. So thank you.
Yeah, I think we have one more question if we have time.
Hi, Rob Lawrence from Microsoft. I actually have a comment because you guys were talking about the importance of the data estate with AI right now. And I just want to say, like, it's even bigger than you're talking about, because with agentic AI, we're going to have AI executing processes inside of companies. So it's not only about data leaks and privacy, but it's also like, are we getting the right results, and are processes being performed completely correctly? So I think that the partner community has a huge opportunity around data estates and securing them and making them like secure, functional, but also that they're training and grounding AIs correctly. So it's a really good point to bring up, and I just wanted to like highlight it for the people in the room. It's like super, super important.
Yeah, hey, thanks for emphasizing that. I 100% agree. Yeah.
Wonderful. We have another question. Yeah.
Good morning.
I think you're on. Yeah.
Good morning. Marion Breeze from Userlane. And I just to add to that, you talked about the data estate. What about the software estate? We see software sprawl with software applications, and the opportunity to consolidate that for customers, where they can do so much more now with Dynamics and other Microsoft tools. And what does that look like for consolidating software?
Yeah, that's a great question.
It is.
And clearly there's an opportunity with AI to modernize your software infrastructure, and we invest a lot in our Dynamics product to help customers innovate CRM, ERP, finance. So that it's absolutely an opportunity. You may have seen some comments in the past about SaaS is dead or other statements, and I was kind of thinking that through. Is that I think that there will be an opportunity in the future, or in the now. I have to say future. The future is now.
The future is now.
To start leveraging agents and build AI agents to extend the life of your transactional systems. Because in a world where where less and less people are going to use the UI of the application, because you get abstracted through AI agents, you don't have to rebuild the transactional system. If you want new functionality, you build it into the agent and you kind of go around the transactional system. There's going to be, I think, customers will have a choice in the future. Do I want to invest in a new CRM system, or do I build AI agents that build out the experience in addition to the CRM system? While I said that, and I was reflecting on that, and in the 90s we talked about the end of the mainframes. I read a stat like a week ago that still, I believe, more than 60% of the top 500 companies still use a mainframe, more or less.
Great.
So so this is one of those where, yes, the opportunity is there, but this is a thing that will be distributed in change.
Yes.
It's not that everybody will stop buying CRM and go to agents.
Because the data is already there. Why replace it, right? It structured the data, it laid it out as foundational, and then you attach it.
100%.
Yeah.
So but I think there's going to be more choice and more opportunity to innovate with AI and think about the life cycle of a transactional system in the future. Yeah.
Very great. Thank you. We're good?
We're over time.
We're good. Last
Last
one,
one.
I've been told. Okay.
What does a great partner looks like to you?
That's a great question, by the way.
How come I didn't ask that?
Yeah, what does I think what does a great partner look to us? I think probably I would say the first part is clarity and integrity. So I know that we have some partners, and we love them, that are dedicated to Microsoft. And we love those partners. But we also love our partners that have multiple businesses. I think the clarity and integrity around where we work together and where we don't work together is very important. Yeah. So that is one aspect. Secondly, I think partners that are really leveraging our investments and make sure that they have their specializations in our technology, proven understanding, proven impact at our customers, and partners that leverage the investments in the go-to-market that we put in the marketplace. Those would be my top three. Integrity in how we do business. It's still a people business. And so we need that integrity together, leveraging our go-to-market investments, and really ensure that you have the technical and sales ability to proven to deliver solutions for our customers. Yeah,
I love that. Clarity is so important. Yeah, we'll talk more about it after the break, actually.
Yeah.
But guess what? We're at break time.
Awesome.
I want to thank you. You're an incredible friend. You flew up for this event. You've been on the road nonstop, and your support and your organization's support of us is outstanding. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your friendship and support.
Thank you, man.
You.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Appreciate to be here. And I may put you on the spot now, but maybe as an idea for the next Ultimate Partner event, I spent 30 minutes on Everest because I see there is some interest.
I would love for you to do a
can,
keynote on that.
Yeah?
I would love that to be a keynote for our event. Absolutely. You're on. You're
Sounds
on.
good. Okay,
all right.
thanks,
Thank
man.
you, Erwin. Thank you so much. We can leave that here. Thank you, sir. Isn't Erwin great? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ultimate Guide to Partnering. We're bringing these episodes to you to help you level up your strategy. If you haven't yet, now's the time to take action and think about joining our community. We created a unique place, UPX, or Ultimate Partner Experience. It's more than a community, it's your competitive edge. With insider insights, real-time education, and direct access to people who are driving the ecosystem forward, UPX helps you get results. And we're just getting started, as we're taking this studio and we'll be hosting live stream and digital events here, including our January live stream, the Boca Winter Retreat, and more to come. So visit our website, theultimatepartner.com, to learn more and join us. Now's the time to take your partnerships to the next level.